such question, when you put such man on spot, you are putting him up for drag. That is my own concern. I don't know how you guys are saying it. So it is easier for him to ask those questions in person.
I do.
Please,
Madam,
just give me 5 seconds to back it up, ma'am. You see, in terms of questioning that maybe Arifa might like to ask the drivers, we are all, that is with the observe, even when after lawyers put ask the driver, even including Wumi lawyers, ask the man their question finished. We were allowed, we are about 8, even Arifa was included, that collected mic and interviewed asked question from the man, the driver, which the man answered. I personally was the one that asked the drivers that we had from the social media that on their way going, that they stop at Third Mainland Bridge, maybe from this Yaba connected, that they stopped the fort and Mohbad was trying to put the baby in the lagoon. And the man said no. And everybody was saying, good question. So Arifa was allowed to even ask question. He had different, we are about 8 questions. Question asking that man after the court, more than 20 in the court. So how can Arifa now say he has another thing doesn't ask? So that's why even that don't question. Everything is in the court.
For me, I just think, we're looking towards the advantages. You're not looking at the disadvantages of this guy coming up onto Arifa's platform. We have to think about his own personal safety and security as well. We're pro-justice, right? The people who wanted to thwart the justice. If this guy is being handled as a credible witness, right? Don't you think about his own life, about this guy's life at risk?
Richie, what Arifa actually, what he was able to do was to just put the man on spot. It's simple like that. Because right now, information that this said man should have been given to the lawyer or to the court, this is secretly, like something that should be like an in-house information. If you think you want to ask him anything, ask in the presence of the court, the judge, or whoever.
Which of the lawyer are you talking about, Bigola? Which of the lawyer are you talking about?
Sorry, I'm referring to the court. I'm referring to court. Not like
Baba, there is nothing wrong for this guy to grant another interview outside the court. It's even more giving us more information. There are things he couldn't even remember while in the court. He was able to say it out there. More witness. I don't know why we are dragging this.
No. You flow towards that.
What the man said in the court. That is what he said in the
risk. Listen,
outside.
The one you guys got from Spending and Prime Boy. What did you people do with it? Where they came on TikTok? What did they do with it?
Have you seen the CTC of Penny? You want to lump sum the matter?
I'm asking what have they done with it? I'm asking
let's not give this
wrong with it. It is not. Yeah, it is not. Hold on. Listen, what have they done? When you bring the driver to TikTok and you got information that you want to get, so what are you going to do with it? Just fly with it on TikTok and play with it on TikTok. Is that what it is about?
Information elaborate on the matter. The one
to do what?
Sniper, thank you. That's exactly my point. It's just for sensation. Nothing more.
When Paparino was going through this process concept yesterday, 1 minute, wrote to me 1 minute. Paparino take us through this thing this morning. Because I was actually asking him, how does whatever evidence that's captured outside the court, how do you bring that back in? Paparino explained all those process concepts yesterday. So whatever we say here, we're just saying it, nothing more, right?
Say something.
For me.
Can I say something, please?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, you guys have been talking. Look, I don't see anything wrong with the driver granting interviews. I don't see anything wrong with it. Reasons are this. If he has nothing to hide, he should continue talking. And if you want to keep talking the jargons that we already heard, we are not stupid. We are public. We will be able to also figure it out. This is what we keep doing. That, oh, they should hide them, they should hide them. And the more they keep hiding, the more we are going round, like as if we are all of us are on merry-go-round. You know, there is no headway. So let this man keep granting interviews. One day, the truth, all of them, you know, if the police were actually working from what the driver had said so far and from what they've heard from the others so far, they're supposed to now cross-examine every statement and then see who is lying. Because the police, I believe he came late to the party, like I said earlier, you know, in the sense that he wasn't given the chance to tell us the story about Mohbad and Prime Boy had the fault from the beginning. It is now that when they've all shot themselves on the foot, this is the time that they now gave the driver the chance to now told us the story. So let us listen. It's not like I believe what he had said so far, you know. So I'm hoping that there will still be you know, a reason why he should be invited the second time, so he can now tell us more things that you know about this justice for Mohbad, you know. So really, we shouldn't say, oh, it was Arifa had done something wrong by having to interview this guy, because the court were supposed hold on, my brother. The court were supposed to give him a solicitor and then tell him that, oh, what he was supposed to do, you know. Since he doesn't have anybody that is representing him and he's representing himself, let him speak. We were even supposed to encourage him to speak more, because so far, what evidence do we have for this justice for Mohbad? What evidence do we have?
Sorry, let me chip in something here. Sorry, when you're a witness in any court proceeding, what do they tell you? They say avoid public discourse, like, you know, you avoid getting into public and discuss about.
No, I've told him that, right? For him to be doing it.
And one of the primary reasons. I'm saying no. I'm trying to ask people. I'm trying, like, you know, get to a point now. So when the court tells you that, like, okay, avoid discuss whatever, because you're a witness, you understand. So in order for you not to, like, you know, have any distraction, they always tell witnesses to always avoid discussing whatever, you know, you're meant to, or whatever you discuss at the court, you understand. So in my, you know, opinion, I think it would have been a better ground if you feel you wanted to ask any question. That's the court. Let them do anything they wanted to do. If you want to get any fact finding from that man, once you do that, you can as well go to the court and still state it that, okay, the last time we discussed, you said so thing. How come you are not saying something different? That is, you are telling the judge, this man is not reputable. But when you begin to put it on the spot, you're gaslighting it. Indirectly, it is ground for distraction. And that is what has been happening on social media for all this while. So if you think you have anything,
this is what I discussed with Paparino this morning. You know, all these suggestions and whatever we try to merry-go-round. If the Mohbad lawyer are very active, right? That's why I was saying that, do they have a kind of conference where they review whatever that's been said?
Exactly.
And then they take it to this guy.
Yeah, and now people now have the opportunity to go to the corona and ask questions. Now it's not about me talking on social media now. It's about you thinking you have a question you want to ask one of the key witnesses, right? Now you have a ground. Whatever you say, it's not about me getting a view or a like now. It's about the court hearing what I'm asking the witness, and the court taking a decision. It's not about, like, you know, we being sensational about everything, because at the end of the day, when I ask you something and it comes to my platform, everyone want to, sit the traffic, like, wow, it's like, you know, the share button, which is actually one of the things I really don't care or pay attention to. When you feel you have a serious question, you know the corona dates, you have the opportunity to go there, ask those witnesses, let the court take the decision. It shouldn't be, I mean, by now, I think people feel are wise enough, like, you know, this is not about, like, you know, having a social fracas. Because at the end of the day, it's still going to be like, okay, my word against your own, okay, you abuse my abuse, you insult my insult. But go to the court. You have the court. That is where the case is going to be held. That is where, but me bringing you up, it's just like me asking Paparino now to bring one, unknown faces to his platform, and all of a sudden he was beginning to say something. Yes, I was at the beer parlor and I heard somebody saying yes. I was in witness when they came, and we understand.
Yes, this guy
Sniper. Sorry, can I just ask a question, please? The sniper. You remember when Spendy was at the coroner inquest? The sniper, are you there? The sniper. He's not there.
You know, for me, the guy should be treated.
Hold on, Richie. The sniper, you remember when Spendy was at the coroner inquest? They asked him questions about what happened at the bridge, right? And when he was about to answer that questions, unfortunately they said he passed out, right? The sniper, are you there?
No, they didn't say he passed out. They didn't say he passed out. They said they told him to start all over again.
Okay, now they told him to start all over again. They avoided that question. Don't you think them bringing this driver now to now tell us that, oh, something like that did not happen, is for them to kind of avoid that question?
Because that is exactly my point. Well, that is exactly my point. Now, Spendy came out to give us A, B, C, D, E. The day we were expecting him to say it, even if they've told you to start all over again, you can as well go back to it. So they didn't say, oh, don't speak about that.
Okay.
They didn't tell him not to speak about it. They said start all over again.
Sniper, exactly. So now you see, they did not
You can grant 100 interview on the same topic. I don't know why you shouldn't start.
Hold on,
you understand?
Please.
I don't know why you can't start.
Big Ola, hold up, please. So now, they have not given Spending the chance to come back and start all over again. Rather, they brought another person, and then such question was asked.
That's not true. No, you got it wrong. No, that's not true. Right there, they told him to narrate again. Then he started speaking again, and he skipped that part. Not like they told him to come next week.
So he skipped the part.
They told him to start again. Yes.
So he started all over again, but that part was skipped.
Yeah, exactly.
So why was he interjected? Why didn't they let him finish that part? And now another person came and said nothing like that happened.
Now, that is exactly my point. See, all these TikTok people, let me ask, if Paparino is there, Paparino, would you like to be the driver to your platform? There is a reason why Paparino has always said he doesn't want any of these people coming to his platform. All I see is people just wanting to banter with him, Mumi, with information. Let's drag each other, let's exchange. Oh, Mumi said this, Papa said this. That is all I see with all this TikTok noise that people bring these people to. There is nothing you're going to do with it. Nothing. There is nothing. The one that they said they throw the inside the river. What have they done with it?
One of the reasons why this case is still alive is still because we are still talking about it. Okay? I want you to realize this, bro. One of the main reasons, the key reason why this case.
Sorry, guys.
Andy, I am not saying don't talk about it. I'm not saying don't talk about it. I'm not saying don't talk about it,
guys. You see, I don't know the reason why we are flogging this issue of driver and river, blah, blah. And the question that I want to ask is this. All the witness and the suspects, after the court section, they have been one way or the other interviewed, including Joseph Aloba, Baba Mohbad, Spending, Prime Boy. I don't know why we are flogging the issue of driver. That is number one. And to my own understanding, after the court section, anything said outside the court is not going to be part of the CTC. You understand me? The issue of Spending skip one side, or they ask him not to discuss about throwing the baby inside the lagoon whatsoever. Is that what killed Mohbad? That is not what killed Mohbad. We need to be realistic with ourselves. And to be honest, you see, this issue of TikTok, to me, this is my own personal opinion right now, it keeps the issue ongoing. You understand me? We are not just on TikTok, talk and go. It makes it still alive. You understand me? And one thing that I want to say is this. The driver, I believe he worked with a company. If the driver is part of their streets, you understand me? They could have gone to the complaint one way or the other and perish that area. But I think their internet is not long enough to go to that area because this is close to 2 years. You understand me? Another area that I want to think about is very simple. If truly the government are involved, seriously involved in this atrocity, Baba, they will bury that complaint. They will bury that. They will bury any story that is coming out from that complaint. They will bury it off. And the driver will eventually, if at all is coming to Corona Inquest, he will eventually come to Corona Inquest to come and speak rubbish that is going to be tally with all the scripts they float down. And this is where we need to be more vigilant. Because if you listen to everything the driver has said so far, majority of it is like he exposed them. He really exposed them. This is the area I think we should think. And we should also focus what really happened in that house. Because the driver have gave account 3 a.m. They knock on his glass. Nobody came out from that house. When some of them are saying, oh, they left. And again, to 9 a.m., according to him, somebody called him anonymous. Gas station law report to arrive. 12 o'clock again, according to him, he saw the news broke out. And this is the area. Sorry, Rishi.
Andy, you.
Okay, go on.
Change the conversation.
Exactly.
We've done that yesterday. Like, yeah, you've done. Yeah, you've changed the conversation. Your conversation has changed now. We know all of these things. You changed it.
Okay.
You know what we're saying. What I'm saying to you, if we all find the driver as a credible witness, right? What kind of witness protection in place for this guy, if I may ask?
Okay, you see,
Richie, one thing I want to say, the fact that Andy brought up this topic. Now let me take you back to one of the things that was said, right? They said, Wumi saw the driver, and Wumi asked the driver, oh, you're still here. Now, if your windscreen is broken, collecting money, why are you expecting the driver to still be? Do you understand?
When you we can hear you, the sniper. In what way? He did not witness them buying Mohbad. The only thing he saw was the arguments, like he stated. So he's not a credible witness.
Exactly.
He only saw what happened prior to the incident. He did not see the incident.
I think by now we should appreciate. Sorry, you should appreciate the fact that you have a human CCTV. You have a human CCTV now, right? Imagine if okay.
That's the reason they called him in to testify his own side of the story. It's very important in this matter because fortunately he slept in the house. That made it even validate his witness stance. That he slept in the house, and the little he gave us was to throw more light.
Nothing slept in the house. He slept outside the house, outside the gate.
Which sorry, the same gate. Yeah. Okay. So even if outside the compound, he has the right to give account inside the compound. I'm not saying he has the account to say who comes in, who goes out.
Exactly. So giving his account is working against everything all these guys have been saying. None of their story made sense again because the driver was not jittery to even give his account, not that stammering like Adura, not like he was really cold like what is his name? When in prison, spending. He wasn't afraid to speak the truth. He was bold, even to face the camera at any time. Now my worry is this. Sorry, my worry is this. Richie, I want you to come in here. If this is the story he told the police, are you not worried? If this story he narrated to the whole world now is the same thing he has in his story with the police, are you not worried?
That's exactly my point. You don't understand what I'm saying to you guys. The sniper brought this up about listen.
Rotimi,
you mentioned about this guy not being credible. You heard what Rotimi said, and we heard what we've been saying before.
Yeah, he's a witness, but he's not credible.
Yeah, no, he is a witness because you know why? TSL. This guy brought to us the missing link. Right?
Sorry, Richie. Sorry, I wanna ask a question. At the beginning of this, you understand, the whole attention was on the CCTV, right? What is the motive of that? What's the motive of that CCTV? Just to capture who goes in, who goes out.
No.
The neighbor, sorry. No, I'm not talking about the inside. I'm talking about the neighbor CCTV.
Okay.
Right? So the motive is to capture who goes in, who goes out. At what also date, at what also date. So by that virtue, you can ascertain what the storyline has been all on, right? Which would actually help, in the course of this investigation. Now you have somebody who slept at the gates of that same house. This is not a CCTV now. The man, mental state is still very sharp. He was able to give account of whatever happened that particular day. So if you now say that it's not credible, then I don't know the purpose of the CCTV that the neighbor CCTV you've been actually been waiting for all along.
That's what I just said. That it's a credible witness. I've said it before, and I'll still continue to say that.
Because it makes it easier for him to state his fact is witness, what he witnessed at those days.
Why did he took them this long to bring the credible witness if he was credible?
Okay.
Why did he took them this long to bring him?
Don't worry. Talking about Big Ola, go ahead. Wait. Can I speak? Yeah, sorry, my bad. Let me disagree with you on that. You said, what is the purpose of the CCTV if we've got somebody with a credible?
No. Wait. Sorry. Wait. Don't get me wrong. I said in the course of waiting for CCTV, that's what we've been looking for, right? Now we have somebody who is actually giving account what the missing CCTV didn't do. Don't misquote what I said. Now we don't have the CCTV.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. If I were to pick between this man and CCTV, I'll pick the CCTV. If I'm to go for one, I'll go for CCTV. That is something 100%. That I'm not. You cannot.
But which is available? Sorry, which is available now?
Look at the story he even came to give you guys.
Which is available now? Sorry, which is available? Sorry.
Out of the
sniper
of the premises to go and
urinate
outside.
They don't have toilet. Which is available?
Hold on, let me answer you. Obviously, the driver is available right now, and we have every reason to believe some things and not believe. If it doesn't make sense, it does not make sense.
Yes, exactly. No, I'm not the type to argue. Yeah.
If some other things don't make sense, I'm going to say to you, right? There is no way you work for a company, an incident happened, you did not report it to your company that this thing happened. You did not take video or picture evidence to say that. Then now another question is, what was the purpose of you blocking the gate? What was the purpose of you blocking the gate? There must be a reason for you, but you can't tell because you don't want anybody to speak. Because
Sniper, yes, thank you. Thank you. In an estate, in that typical estate, most of the things, if you visit any of such estate, you know that you have the only space to whoever you are visiting. Especially when you are going to
Big Ola, let me tell you something to this. You are doing what? Hold on. The sniper wait. You are currently doing what Wumi and her cohort supposed to be doing. That is what you are doing currently now. We have to believe this guy until otherwise. The otherwise means those in the house.
No.
Can you please hold on this paper? I didn't say you don't have the mind to disbelieve this guy. I'm coming, bro. Just wait. I didn't say you don't have the mind to disbelieve him. It's your opinion, right? But don't do what these people supposed to be doing. Because one, this guy is giving a different account from all what they have told you and I about the timing of death of this guy. And he's throwing more light to it with evidence of call he received and how he gathered information when this guy died. And they told us North came around 2:30. And you want me to say that I won't believe this guy now? And you and I knew how Mama Mohbad said his own son died or our son died on Monday in our full story. So if and the story of the doctor talking about the magomotive, legomotive, and so on motive. And this guy wants us to believe. But if you say, okay, you don't believe him, then it should be that the woman should be telling us otherwise what it is. Okay, the driver did not sleep in the house. Okay, the driver slept outside. And then that should be their words.
This night pastor doesn't believe in it. Rotimi, calm down.
Yeah,
we're analyzing something. Be objective a little bit.
Sorry, Richard. Rotimi, the story the driver came to tell us is what we already know. He said, yes, they were up at 3 o'clock. Yeah, he gave time to when they were up. Don't forget, DJ Bami also said they went out to go and get help for Mohbad. He also said that. It's just that DJ Bami did not give time with it. We already know.
DJ Bami never told us that. Now, driver is telling us that Mohbad, they told him to go and report at the station. As early as Tuesday.
What did he do about that?
Hold on now. The Bami story was that it was nurse that came, right? At 2:30.
Did
he tell you
the driver wasn't there when the nurse got there?
Yes, now the driver is telling us now that Mohbad has passed on as early as possible.
Rotimi, DJ Bami was at 2:30 a.m. 2:30 p.m.
2:30 p.m. on Tuesday. He went
so it's
to
different story.
So what are we saying here? I'm saying the driver threw more light to the matter than these people in the house.
Rotimi, thank you for your insight. I want to quickly permit me to quickly respond to why the guy blocked the entrance. Can I have 1 minute to say that? So that people can really understand the blocking of the gates. Okay? And let me just finish my scientific analysis that we will understand. Now, this guy's house in that estate is measured by 300 square meter. For each building is 300. Some are 300 and the biggest are 500 square meters in Orchard Estate. So Mohbad's house is 300 square meters. In breadth 300 square meters. 300 square meters is around, that front will be around 10 to 14 square meters. That will be the breadth of the front. And a typical Prado length of a Prado is between 15 and 16 meters in length. So when a gate or the frontage of a house is around 14, 15, and the Prado is already 15 to 16 meters, tell me why won't the car block the whole gate when it wants to park peacefully in front of the person that he came to receive? So the driver did not say, okay, I'm blocking the gate. He only parked in front of the house, and that means he's going to occupy the front of that gate. It's not that he's holding them hostage. I don't believe so. What he simply says is that I park in front of it and nobody can even come out without me noticing. Do you understand? Because already your car is already long enough
Exactly, Chairman.
to take almost 90% of the frontage of a 300 square meter land. So that's my own analysis.
Okay, Chairman, please let me respond to you quickly. Let me respond to you quickly. So, are you telling me that the way he parked his vehicle, there is no way anybody could walk out of that house without him knowing? Is that what you're telling me?
Now, you know there are bigger gate and a smaller one. So you know.
Exactly.
So
I know that. Yeah.
Same gate.
You might open a smaller one and still be able to go in and out. But the bigger one, you won't be able to do that. And for somebody
now,
hold on.
Now,
somebody in the car,
it depends on the kind of gate.
Hold on. Okay, we all know Mohbad's gate. Except you want to tell me you don't know Mohbad's gate.
What kind of gate? What kind of gate does he use? Is it the one that you slide or the one that you open in and out?
The one that
do you slide the gate open? Do you slide the gate
the one
open?
that you either slide or you open half the gate. Check the video on my bio. Good afternoon.
This snapper.
Thank you. So now the system. Hold on, sir. So if you're sliding the gate, they don't need the driver might not know because they're sliding the gate open. There's no need to push out. They don't need to push out. They're sliding inside. When you slide the gate, the gate is sliding inside.
This snapper.
Go.
The sliding.
No.
The sliding is meant for cars. The sliding is meant for cars. The sliding is meant for cars. But you can do the embedded gate.
I'm not talking about driving.
No, Mohbad's gate is opening in and out. It's not sliding. You open it left and right.
The system just said the sliding gate. The system said it's sliding. So which one do we think now? It says sliding.
No, I said even if it is sliding.
It's not.
I know it is.
You know, normally what I'm trying to say,
It can be open.
You can have a sliding
Either
gate,
it is sliding or open
a
and closed.
pedestrian gate embedded into it, which you open.
Yes.
You know, it's normal. This type of
But this one doesn't have that's on because when we went there.
Now let's go into the mind of a criminal. Let's go to the mind of a criminal. Right, people that want to let's go into the crime now, and they want to get away with that crime. Right, they don't want the driver to know that they're sneaking out to go and buy something or to go and do something, or if somebody is going to sneak in. So my question is, are you saying this man will see anybody that intend to sneak in, be it by foot or that's my point?
No,
man was not an
it's not possible for him to say.
At some point, he passed the set off.
Exactly.
No, what the man said, but for them to even move his car out, he has to reverse his own car for Mohbad's car to come out.
Yeah, but that's on the car. That's on the moving the car
see,
out.
Mohbad's gate.
Pedestrian entrance and going
how you want to drive out of Mohbad's house. And even there is all the gates are in one place. So there's no way.
No side gate.
It's all together in one place. So it's very tiny.
But do you agree that in one gate you can have a pedestrian gate, a small gate, and
Mohbad's own does not have.
Mohbad's home doesn't have that. It doesn't have everything.
It's open and closed.
It's just open and closed, finish. Nothing more to it. It's a very small house.
Okay, someone just confirmed that it's checked on your miss page and the gate is opening and out. So which means it's not sliding.
Now the gate is open and out, it's not sliding. The gate is the one that they open in or out. He uses both.
That's my question. TSL, we go back to my question. This is my question here. Now let's say somebody were to come and do something to Mohbad. Could that person walk in without the driver knowing? That's my question.
I don't think so.
No, wait.
Yes.
It's possible. If you open the gate if you open the gate at 15-30 degrees, that will fit a person, right? Do you guys agree or not? You don't have to open the gate wide for human being to walk in.
Don't forget the driver is not. Don't forget the driver is not Olodo. He's not a vigilante. He's not a vigilante. He's not exactly something to happen that night. So at some point he's going to sleep.
Now listen, because of the close proximity of the car to the gates, close proximity, there's no how you will open that gate that the driver will not hear.
How close is close proximity?
Let me say from the gate to where he parked could not be more than maybe.
It's not climbing the curb, right? It's not climbing the curb. The gutters.
No.
Yeah. And the size of the gutter. Listen, the size of the gutter will fit human being to pass through, right?
Size of the gutter is around 30. It's around 0.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So the distance between the gates. So between the gate and where the door of the driver is, let's say
this is I'm talking about the gate. I'm not saying somebody going under the gutter. I'm using that example scenario.
Hold on, Richie.
Wait, chairman, you cannot you cannot speak like you cannot speak like the way you're speaking. The way you're speaking, you're speaking like you saw the way he passed. You know exactly how he passed.
Hold on. Do you know whether I know the estate?
Do you have a picture of how he passed?
Why do you know? How do you know? I don't know.
It doesn't matter if you know. It doesn't matter if you know the estate. It doesn't matter.
And I'm telling you, okay, Sakuma, there's no how you
listen.
The road is so small. The road is so small.
Chairman, look, Mohbad, outside Mohbad house would take 3 cars. But he purposely blocked that gate because he wanted his money, according to him.
No.
He said the answer cannot take 3 cars. No,
it
cannot take 3 cars.
Yes, it can. Let me tell you.
Would that not take 3 cars?
It can. Front of Mohbad's gate can take 3 cars. Because there is a gate man house and there is a space between the gates. Yes. It would take 3 cars. Front of Mohbad's house. Take 3 cars. Trust me.
He has to park.
No, that is very close. Hold on. Are you saying inside the Mohbad's compound will take 3
Not
cars?
the compound. Outside the estate. Outside his house. That's outside when you come out of the compound. Inside the compound will only take 1 or 2 cars. That is it. That is even the 2 self is going to be by force.
So if you go
outside along the fence, along the fence,
you can
it will
see
take
how
2 cars.
wide that
But
place
he
is.
purposely blocked it because he didn't want anybody to come out, according to him, because he wanted his money to fix his windscreen or whatever window. Trust me, Chairman.
But definitely, there's no how anyone will open that gate and the driver will not hear a sound and wake up to check who is opening.
He was also protecting the window. That is why he had to park very close to the gate because he needs to take his nap too. He cannot park in a way that the window of the car has been broken. Don't forget, due to the fight.
Sakuma, let me answer Chairman quickly. Chairman said there is no way that they're going to. He said there is no way they're going to come out without a driver. No, don't forget the driver said they came to knock on his window, which means they could have walked away without even knocking on the window. They went to knock on the window to tell him take us somewhere. If they wanted to go without the driver knowing, they would have gone. So
they came out of the house, not the window.
He cannot go because they have blocked
He
has blocked the gate. And the gate opens outside.
No, you know
that gate if they need the car. That is if they need the car. That is if they need the car. Yeah.
The sniper, the gate Mohbad have is one will open in, while the other one will open out. That is how they build those estates. So the one that they open in, his window happens to be there. So they had to tap on it to tell him to move the car or take them to where they wanted to purchase the medication.
You're not getting the point.
From Mohbad.
Listen, you're not getting the point. Yes, sir. Whether opening in, which is more even useful for a pedestrian. We're not talking about the car now. So they can get out of the house without never knowing.
I don't think so. It's not possible. No. Because if the car is parked very close to it, it's not good. Because the measurement of that gate.
Just say that you can open the car using leg to walk out.
The measurement of the
leg
gate.
to walk out. Hold on, TSL. If you are using leg to walk out, you can actually open the inner one and open it in, then you stroll out.
Exactly.
Yes, but the space will not be enough to squeeze through unless you climb over
for a human being.
Yes.
No.
If you park the car sideways, Chairman, hold on. If you park the car sideways, it will cover the whole gate. But if you park the car like you are driving into the Mohbad's premises as the compound of Mohbad, then there will still be space on the side. That is how they build those houses. There is little houses, Chairman. Check it out.
I know it's 300 square meters.
Yeah. If you park it if you park that car sideways, it's the full length of the gate. Trust me.
It's the full length of the gate.
Of the gate, exactly.
If you open one gate in,
sorry. TSL, you're wrong again. TSL, you're wrong.
How am I wrong? I'm not wrong. No.
Let me explain it to you. There is no way you're going to build your house that you don't have this flap where you drive in. So you cannot park sideways on that flap. You can only go in. You know, should I call it a pavement where you drive, like a drive-through?
Like a convert. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So you cannot park adjacent. You cannot park the way you said the park. No way. You can only park.
That is how it parks.
Using his mountain. Were you there? He said that.
No, just go to. You know what? The sniper. Calm down. Just go. Hold on. Who has Mohbad's house now?
Oh, when they say, "Oh, my nigga," with his son.
If you have that, even better still, go to inside backup page. Just go to inside the backup page, Mohbad's house. Look at it properly there. So let me even go there.
And don't forget, these guys are very thin as well.
Go there.
They know this.
You're talking about the video, the poster, the park outside.
No, I'm talking about the video. I'm talking about the video. Wait now. I'm talking about the video that guy posted, the one that he said, look at Mohbad's house, they've already moved out, and look at how the house is empty, and then they show a car and everything. That video actually showed the outside gate properly. Just look at it, you see what I mean.
Obviously, there's no way a car will want to move out. You have to alert the driver. There won't be space for you to go out.
Yeah, that's for a car, Chairman. But for a human being,
yes, but for a leg,
for slip drive, I think a way.
I think you can go out with a leg
and walk out.
Open the inner door. You can walk out.
They walk out.
Yeah, you can walk out. But in you opening the door, the driver will hear that somebody is opening. He might just take a peep. Okay, I say, okay, who is coming in? Who's,
Chairman, I bet you have gone out with your driver where you got to the door, you knock, your driver don't sleep, you don't open door. You knock, when he's not doing the work of follow there. See, you can't cheat sleep. All right, the only time you would is only if there is a purpose. Okay, I want to make sure nobody leave this house.
You know what?
That is where you'll be vigilant.
Okay, let me explain.
One of the cheapest questions is
when they got back from the show around 1, okay, according to the report, I'm sure from between that one, everybody slept off, including the driver, because you just came back, you were tired. The first round of sleep was going to be a very deep sleep. But having woken the driver by 3, okay, then that sleep, the return to sleep of the driver from that 3 a.m. will not be that deep anymore. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that. But we're talking about the first to 3 a.m. The first sleep.
No,
we're talking about now.
Nothing happened first to 3 a.m. Nothing happened.
Chairman, can I disagree with you?
Okay.
Yeah. Don't forget, they drove in late, right?
Yes.
About 1 a.m. The guy was the one that is tired. Okay?
Yeah.
As a human being, maybe he has 1 or 2 origin to drink as well. You don't know, right?
Yeah.
So if you disturb me at 3 a.m., right? 20 minutes, I'll go back to my sleep.
I'm trying to show you guys the video.
I'll go back to my sleep REM. And that actually will make me even sleep deeper. No, it's true. Yeah, it's realistic. And what happened before he got disturbed, we don't know. He doesn't have a clue. Right?
Yeah.
So when it's
3 a.m., yeah.
Exactly. And
but remember that he drove his car to move. He moved his car for the other car to go out. Remember?
Yeah, that was at 3 a.m. That's when they woke him up.
That's what I'm saying. That anything from that 3 a.m., he won't. I don't believe he will have had a sound deep sleep that he won't notice anything.
That might take
because you're already awake.
Yeah, but
after somebody you can knock off again.
But for somebody who's tired with 2 origin in the system.
You knock off.
Exactly, you just continue your sleep. Yeah. But what's more important is the fact that the driver plugged the missing area. Okay,
yes,
were they being attacked along the way? Did Mohbad actually came into the house alive and things like that? So I think he blocked that area. And then the story about the bridge, it kind of blocked that area.
Yeah, that one too was watered down.
Exactly, but that
Richie. Richie, all these rented cars, don't they come with inner camera?
They do.
No. Inner camera?
Yes.
I don't think so. No, they don't.
Okay.
They don't have inner cameras. It's outside cameras there.
But do you know?
If he has outside camera,
that's a tracker in all these cars.
They have trackers, they have outside cameras.
And the GPS tracker could actually pinpoint, right?
So if Sarichi, hold on, Sarichi, even better. If he has outside camera, then he should have captured what happened around the car. If Mohbad punched the window, that camera would have captured it.
No, the camera works when you're on motion. When you're on motion, that's when the camera begins to work. If you're parked, it won't work.
Okay, another question. Did they ever ask the driver what side of the window was broken?
I get to hear that part too.
I like that. But Chairman, to answer the car about the camera, the new technology actually, guide your car when you park. If somebody comes closer to your car within the camera gets access.
I'm going to check now. I'm going to check now. TSL. I'm going to check now.
That Richie, those ones are sensors that will not allow you to touch, to move closer, just to protect.
Yeah, once you activate, when you come down, right, the camera get automatically switched on.
Yes.
On those Jeep now, yes.
So Richie, if you're going to score what you heard from the driver and what you got from the doctor over 10, what would you give it? And
I'll go back to driver 10. I'll go with the driver maybe 5. That's maybe generous.
How about the doctor?
The doctor, I'll give the doctor 9/10 at least.
You give him 9/10. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to ask further questions there.
I control.
So if you're going to score the driver and the doctor, what are you going to score them?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What did you say?
I said, if based on what you've heard from the doctor and the driver, if you're going to score them over 10, yeah, what would you give each of them?
The doctor and the driver. I beg you, that's 0, Jerry. The driver,
So
0. I don't believe anything the driver came to say. I don't believe it. Sorry, that's my own opinion.
Sorry. Okay, sorry.
Is Akuma there? If he's not there, go on, Richie.
No, I'm here. Sorry, I didn't know you have shifted the.
I said, based on what you get from the doctor. Okay, go on, sir.
The driver, I was called the driver 6 or 7. And why is that the driver lied when he said he doesn't hear Yoruba and he doesn't hear what they are talking about? There is no way you will be arguing about the paternity of a child and woman knowing who she is, she'll be mixing English with Yoruba. And common sense with...
And he spoke Yoruba on one of his interviews on...
Excuse me, please. There is no way. Can you mute, please? There is no way that he will not have heard one or two things. Yoruba and Igbo, when we speak, we understand each other's language without even knowing it because they are very close and intertwined. So for him to say that he doesn't, he has said some things that it's only if you understand Yoruba that you will know. And notwithstanding, he's still playing on the fact that he's not a Yoruba and he doesn't know what they are talking about. That's why I'm giving him 60 to 70%. Otherwise, I would have given him a full pass mark because he was on the money, on the timing. Time that was on the money. But what really messed him up is to tell me. Yes,
Sakuma,
I haven't finished my answer question. Yes. I'm listening.
You know, the one salient point that we
actually, when it comes,
what we argued out here yesterday, the second call that he received, and he said he was told to go and check Facebook that Mohbad's death has been announced. That was a lie. Nothing like that. We checked yesterday. Okay? Continue. I just want to try.
I'm not, you see, irrelevancy is that side of the story. It's not really relevant because it's aftermath. But what is relevant?
No, it wasn't aftermath. It wasn't aftermath. Sakuma, you're not getting it.
No, see, when you see, there's a saying when you go to the court and your premise is lie, the jury or the judge will not believe almost everything else you are going to say. For anybody, Yoruba or Igbo, to tell me that they don't understand the Ngbati language when it comes to arguing and fighting all the way from Ikorodu back to Orchid about the paternity of a child, it baffles me. I believe.
So why are you believing the paternity was the main argument, Sakuma? Why did you believe in that?
Sakuma, sorry.
Because everybody has entertained that. Nobody has denied that. He even said when they left, the moment they left, what's that guy who did the show, where before they went to Ikorodu, he said that when they were going to the place, there was no fight. But the moment Mohbad left the place and he enters the car, the fight erupted all the way to Ikorodu.
No, I'm not disagreeing with the fight, but you are saying the topic was about the paternity. So that means if you are saying that
nobody has said Nobody has said anything other than the paternity. So
no, if you're saying if you're believing in that, then you believe in that they stop over the breed and Mohbad wants to chop the little boy away. Do you actually believe in that concept too?
That my network is messing.
Oh, okay.
Richie.
What caused?
Sorry, Sakuma. Richie, listen to the driver speaking Yoruba. Listen.
The paternity.
Did you hear that? He spoke Yoruba.
Can you play it again?
Like he said that. Yeah.
No, I will not use that to judge him because he's been.
Did you hear that?
All right, thank you.
He's a liar.
Sakuma, you can continue. Sorry. Yeah.
You know what? My own thinking is about the Igbo, the driver, is that the most Igbos in Lagos, right? They may, they've been in Lagos for quite some time or not. The one thing that they quickly understand, what they quickly understand mostly is Ebu insult. That's what they understand most.
Exactly.
Oloshi, they will understand those ones.
Like we Yorubas.
Exactly. The conversation, like he said, I still want to cut him his 70% as well, but I still want to cut him his slack in the sense that it depends on the lady, the wife. What was she speaking with? Was she mixing things up? Was she mixing both English speaking and Yoruba? Was doing that, the driver could make sense of the line of argument based on maybe one or two words we may have used.
Chairman,
it may not completely understand the whole paragraph.
For that long journey and long argument,
he will have an idea. He will pick one or two things. Do you understand? Like my children now, whenever I'm speaking Yoruba, they just want to hear something. So something they can, once they pick that little thing, they will use it to judge whatever I'm saying. Before they now say, did you say this, that, is this what you mean? I say, oh no, my mom. Do you understand? So, but why I'm giving that 70 is as a result of the accuracy of event and timing. The driver gave us sequence of timing and event that is very helpful in unlocking this matter. When I was listening to his testimony through one platform, I noted the timing. 3 a.m., 9 a.m., 9 a.m. you have Mohbad too, 12 p.m. you have Mohbad, he's on 12 p.m. too. So if you know his testament with the
driver's 9 a.m. is not
Chairman, did you say you don't know when they mention the time? Hold on, please.
I know what I'm saying.
I'll mute. Just hold on, please. Hold on.
Yes.
Did you say you heard on the platform where they mentioned the time and collaborating with your mobile phone?
Yes.
Did you say you heard it on it? Yeah, it was me, and it was me analyzing it. It was me on the Moise platform. It was me.
No.
It was me.
No.
All right, go on.
This was Mohunjola. Now, this is what I mean, and I want you guys to follow me. This guy said 3 a.m. early hours on Monday morning. They came to knock his door. Okay. In that sense, 9 a.m. is again, you knocked.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. He knocked back.
And there wasn't any answer.
Nobody came out. Then 11 a.m. Umi came out. Okay. Then by 12 noon, it was discharged. 11 to 12, it was discharged on Monday.
Chairman, sorry, before you continue, one notable thing that I actually observed that Umi came out and I will use the word pretend, asking the driver, so did you actually slept here?
Are you still here? Blah, blah, blah.
No, did you actually slept here? I could have made space for you to come in and sleep. So why is Wumi pretending? Why was she pretending? Because the driver was actually, they woke him up at 3 a.m.
Okay.
On emergency note.
As I was saying, this is Monday, 3 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 and 12 on Monday, according to the driver. That's the driver's event. Now look at Yamuba's event. That same Monday, Yamuba called 9 a.m. Nobody picked. She called 12 noon. Nobody picked. Are you seeing the marriage of the time? Then she called 3 p.m.
When Mohbad called, he spoke to them.
Hold on now, not immediately. They picked a call 3 p.m. When we picked a call 3 p.m. I said, Mama, she gone kokoni. Remember, she said she called 9 a.m. Nobody picked. She called 12. They said 9 a.m. that driver knocked. They said Wumi came out at the same 12 noon that plot those flow charts of the timing. The flow chart, then you know that yes, I take the driver's words 70% for giving us timing and enabling us to use our lens, my binoculars, to see further, like sighting of the Islamic
chairman, the word of the man, please. The 9 a.m. call the driver received that you should go to the station. How do we want to go?
No, that was on Tuesday. No, that's on Tuesday. I'm not going on Tuesday. Let me do Tuesday. Yeah, that's on Tuesday. I don't want to go. I want to deal with that Monday. That 3 a.m. to 12 noon on Monday, 3 to 3 p.m., that's 12 hours. That's what I want to deal with. So that's why I said I would take the driver, because it gave us timing that corresponds with Mama Mohbad's timing of events on Monday. And that really points us to something that we should look at between 3 a.m. Monday morning and 3 p.m. on Monday afternoon. But for the doctor, I have my doubts over the doctor. And I will tell you, so for the doctor's report, I will take it with a pinch of salt. And I'll tell you why. There is a conflict of interest from the doctor's point of view. The material concept from this methodology is in doubt. And I'll give you an example why this is my opinion scientifically, okay? Now, number one, I asked yesterday, where did the call talking about? From which lab? Blah, 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 blah. And from the response that I got, I start to be corrected. The response that I got is that I am a consultant with LASU. I'm a consultant with LASU. This is meant to be a private autopsy. And
Chairman, you say two things. The doctor is not a pathologist. We're talking about the doctor at the clinic.
You're talking about the doctor at the clinic?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry about that. I was thinking about the doctor at the clinic. They can always, I will plead with them on one thing to corroborate everything that he has said. Thank God he said everything that happened in the premises, in the reception, where there is CCTV camera, and he also alluded to the fact that there is CCTV camera that mentioned, that's captured everything that happened. So they can do us a little favor if they can release the CCTV camera. I think the silence. And I didn't see him when he was speaking. So all of this.
Let me remind you. The doctor said, right?
Yes.
The body has gone into stage 3 of death, which is rigor mortis. And he further mentioned that rigor mortis could only happen anything more than 3 hours, and it could be 10, 11, 12 hours. And he's also observed, this is a professional conduct, right? He also observed the spots, the black spot, which is a blood clot that forms around the palm and the legs of Mohbad.
And the leg.
and that is going to stage 4 livor mortis. Okay, so if you now correlate that to the timing sequence of events when they came to the hospital and all the story, the shenanigans story of the nurse, that nullified it completely.
Correct.
Exactly. That's why I'm holding on to the doctor's submission.
Yes. I also agree, because if you say this thing is more 3 or more hours before now, and I hear that you are performing a CPR on a dead body, what CPR are you then performing on more than 3 hours?
Yeah, you can listen. You can say that. Let me tell you something. If you look at the story of the doctor, he was upstairs, maybe on the bottom or whatever, doing something.
He said on attempt to perform a CPR.
So exactly. Listen, honestly, just let me explain this, which it happens in Europe as well. Listen, you're somewhere and you get a pager. Hey, emergency, it vibrates in your pocket, right? That means you need to rush to the ER. And when doctors go to the ER, right, they do all sort of things. And while he's doing it, he was even asking them questions, which is normal process with a doctor. You'll be doing this on them, we're asking them questions, what happened, and all those things. So at the end of the day, he spent more time on listening to the heartbeat using the most accurate instrument, stethoscope. Place it on there. So with the stethoscope, you can hear the faintest heartbeat on a human being. He wasn't using his hand to check the pulse. He went for that, right? So he has done his due diligence at that point, and even asking them questions along the line. Why he's looking at the mobile? Okay, to see what's happening. So all this. 1 minute, please. MBS, sorry. And doing the people wanted to nail him, but why is he doing CPR? Right? He said he actually attempted. Maybe, okay, let's see, maybe we can do something, right? And it's normal process. And on the course of the event, he said, hey, hang on a second. And when does rigor mortis start? It starts on the face, and it's on the face. So this guy is already biting his teeth, biting his tongue, close. And when that happens, you can, the only way to break that mouth is you have to hammer it or use a force instrument to open that mouth.
Mr. Arichi, that doctor needs to be arrested.
Why?
If the doctor claims that the body has gone through like the thought process, and they told you that he probably died. He died not like 2 hours.
Not long ago.
You get it.
But he told them, he challenged that. He challenged them. He said, no, you cannot tell me.
He was meant to call the police.
No. He can't call the police. That is wrong. No, he can't. He cannot. Hey, Chairman, let him give his opinion. Chairman, let him finish now.
Is that why you have to mute again?
Sorry, request to come back. It was that person.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Richie, as a professional, I think that in your own field of your line of work, there is no matter how somebody will face things. If it's what you've been doing for long, or as a professional, you observe some things, even if they are trying to hide it to you. But in this case, the doctor said, okay, he suspected that, okay, this thing has gone, or he confirmed that, okay, this is the thought process. You get, and they are telling you just fight, some few minutes ago, or some few, not even up to 3 hours. Normally, you are meant to call the police to call me. From there, the police.
Engineer, you are very correct.
That's very true. The Western world have said that before.
Immediately. Because they lied to the doctor that he slumped. Yeah, and the doctor on attempt to perform a CPR, he saw that the body had been, gone for a long time. They're supposed to arrest that doctor.
I agree.
But he was afraid to call the police.
Yes.
Richie, please. There's something that we normally say here on here that I don't like. When it comes to some professions. There are some professions that they are professionals, so regardless of anything. The same procedure is what they use. It's obtainable all over the world. Once you have a professional job, you get. There's something will happen. You a procedure. So all these things. Even in Nigeria now, if they bring criminals to your district, you treat him first and you report to the police.
That's something that's very common. Apart from that, listen, engineer, let me tell you, which is very correct. In an ER, especially any ER hospital, right? The doctors are actually trained to spot all these, right? And the next thing, they have to call the police. It's normal. When you know that the story, the accountability is not in sequence, and at the same time, if there's a degree of injury that's not been noted, then they call the police immediately as well. It's normal. So with the storyline being submitted to the doctor, which is not matching the story.
Let's not look at Nigerian context in this matter that you have just highlighted. I agree. Maybe in the Western world, that's the procedure. Maybe maybe another rule book in Nigeria.
Let's come back, please.
That. But in Nigerian context today, if you conduct a small survey, how many of Nigerian doctors have actually, if it is in the rule book of medical practitioners, that if you spot any wuru issue, what I know that doctors often do is to let you go without writing anything. They will just let you go. Because you are the family members that brought this body. They know that you are going to go and obtain police report. They know that.
Chairman, that is more dangerous. That is more dangerous. It is not dangerous. In police,
and that's what I'm saying. Is it practicable? Have you seen anyone?
Yes, now. Jody, okay. Have you not heard so many stories that it is even the doctors that will give the police, that will call the police, that will have a criminal here if they suspect anything? That is obtainable everywhere in the world. But we tend to
especially in an ER. And Chairman, just to buttress that point, most of the ER, especially if it's accident or something, you see the police actually coming with the patient to the ER. Then the doctors are relaxed. Are you getting the point?
Richie, one more thing.
Because we always say that the three emergencies, right? You have the ambulance. When there's an ambulance, the doctor are listening when you call the emergency. The police are listening. So you don't even to tell them when you call emergency, they listen. Then when you describe the emergency, they automatically follow up immediately.
Mr. Richie.
Whether you're calling fire brigade or you're calling ambulance, the police will show up. And you'll be wondering, how did they show up? Because they're listening.
Mr. Richie, when at the beginning of this case, we were made to be known that the NMA, the Midwife Council, the nursing and every other person sat on this matter and they gave a report. Are you aware of that?
Yes, that's where they gave. Yes, they gave a report.
Yeah, they gave a report
to the nurse.
Yeah. To the nurse and this thing now.
And the dosage and everything. Yeah. They gave a report.
The sincere truth about this case is that for all those people, I just normally laugh when people say police has not done forensic, they didn't do anything. If the government of Nigeria changed today and the president the president of Nigeria is interested in that case, 1 second they will bring everything out to you guys. They've done everything now. They have done it. Somebody cannot just be telling me now that police has not run investigation or forensic on most of these things. They know what happened.
Who are they not hiding?
They know what happened.
Oh.
So unless we want to be deceiving ourselves,
let me now tell you, the only thing that I question the doctor for is not about even reporting to the police. It's about the state of Mohbad's body. about the observation of the body. The doctor never mentioned if there has any laceration or any stitches on his body. That kind of worries me a lot. Right?
And Mr. Rishi, do you think that
or broken spine,
when
or broken vertebra?
do you think that when the enemy start on this case, they won't have the comprehensive report of the doctor? The doctor won't defend himself. He would surely. So
He wouldn't allow himself to be struck off. Yes, of course.
And so the thing is, they should bring the other hospital self. Let them come and say their own.
Honestly, Perez, they should bring that Perez. They should
I'm
bring
quite
Perez.
sure.
Or close them down.
Honestly, they should. Do you know why they should bring Perez? We want to know the time they got to Perez.
Last one, please. Even the grocery attendant, they should bring him too. They should now confirm if the neck was broken before he got to the morgue, or was it after. So all those things are what we need to know before we jump into conclusion. For me, everybody on this case, they are just trying to shake some people off this case, and I don't.
Yeah, it's all about half-baked egg.
But Richie, can I ask, do you think the police owed us, I don't know, I'm just asking, a periodic updates?
Chairman, I don't know. I've said this actually the first time after the first and the last and the only conference.
The only, yes.
The first, the last.
3 months or 6 months.
Yeah, normally, the police should come out. A police representative should come out. Just 5 minutes briefing. You don't need to give too much accountability of your investigation.
What you're doing.
But just let the public knows that this is where you are. And
yes, we're on this matter, this and blah, 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 blah. Exactly.
Even the release of the so-called people that were released, right? Even though I know it's coming from DPP, but there should be a conference. Justification why you're releasing those people. It's an act of my case.
Or do they think they are not accountable?
But they're doing everything to sweep it under the carpet. They do many things to
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
At this point, the midwife council, the NMA, those that sat on this thing, should come to Corona Inquest too. They should examine them. That is how you get true justice, because they are professional. They don't want to risk their life.
You know what really baffled me?
They will not.
If a nurse going, let's say no matter how quack you have, right? You have a patient. What's your due diligence? Blood pressure, body temperature, and you know you have a cocktail. Hold on, and you have a cocktail of antibiotics, right? You have your antidote in your bag, and then you start asking the patient, are you allergic, most especially to penicillin? A lot of people are allergic to penicillin. You give them penicillin shot, you're on your own. They can die immediately 5 minutes after you give them that injection. So a normal nurse will have no question that.
As far as Nigeria is concerned, that nurse is not a. As far as Nigeria is concerned,
the whole story is not a nurse with the doctor's report.
No. As far as Nigeria is concerned, that person is not a nurse. She's not, because she's not qualified. She's that whatever they call them. He's not even meant to get close to the patient alone. Probably he's meant to be carrying like tray in the ward or something, or cleaner. It's not meant to even treat it or check any vital sign or any other stuff. By law, she does not exist in the medical profession. Thank you.
You too. It's been an interesting discussion. Paparino, you there? Dr. Paparino? No? Yep. Shama, you dropped off. I guess you're busy. Yeah. This my brother actually asked the question. We can't hear you. You're not the panel. Chairman, you're not the panel at all. Maybe you need to request back. No, you're not the panel. It's only me and the engineer and Paparino. And we can't hear you as well. So you're typing, yes. I can read your comment. So, engineer, if you're talking about the doctor, what do you make of the driver story so far?
Mr. Richie. Mr. Richie. I wasn't here. I just came back. I don't know what have been happening. Paparino later.
All right, guys, I'm going to end the live. I'm going to be live soon. Yeah, you too then.
Ja, så kan det sgu også være lige meget resten.
Noget, du har taget billede om?
Nej, hun skal nok komme på live igen på MKM. Nu har hun jo gjort det en gang. Og det er første gang, hun har gjort det, ikke? Så det er det. Jeg blev helt chokeret.
Tara. Hvorfor siger du Tara?
Tara, ja. Okay.
Tara.
Jeg hedder Tara.
Ja, men det...
Udtales Tara, mener du?
Ja.
Nej, det udtales Tara.
Ja, så må du gerne op. Kan du ikke prøve at uddybe dernede? Du mutede mig før, Owais.
Altså, jeg siger bare, hvis han kommer op og har den der klamme stemme der, så får jeg langt over det.
Det er hans egen live, men herinde der skal han viske, det forstår jeg ikke lige helt. Jeg kalder dig Owais, indtil du siger undskyld med din tom profil. Hvis det er klamt, der skriver det der Owais.
Hvordan det udtrykker, og hvordan det udtales.
Ja, du hedder Owais, ja.
Det er sgu da ikke så svært.
Det er nok, fordi jeg har talt med Tara, skal du nok.
Men du ser drama, Hans, det gør du.
Og hvordan fanden kunne du tillade, Hans, at Pure har siddet og gå sådan der amok på tøsen? Det fandme ikke i orden, man kan høre tøsen komme med ved at få et hjerteanfald, mand.
Det er fordi Hans er nede det.
Nej, altså det kan jeg godt svare på, Tyrker. Det er fordi Hans, han har nok den nærmeste live, der findes i dansk TikTok.
Jeg er inviteret
Du må snakke om alt derinde. Du må også snakke om børn, så længe du bare siger B.
Hans, hvorfor har du også skrevet til nogle kvinder på TikTok, der har kontaktet mig på Snapchat? Nogle screenshot, altså, hvad du har skrevet, det er sgu da lidt klamt. Altså, han står bag mange profiler om det, Hans der.
Ja,
så er jeg ligeglad med, hvad folk siger om dig. Tom for Nakskov, det er sjovt, du har fjernet navnet, hva'? For at se om du kan fjerne fokus. Men det er jo dit brugernavn, det skal du lige huske, ikke?
DJ Luxus, jeg er aldrig heldig. Du burde også sådan, jeg er tjenest, så det der heldighed, det kan jeg ikke noget.
Er det ikke den her, der er Tom for Nakskov? Nej, det var ikke den. Hvad fanden gjorde jeg den?
Ja, okay. Ha' en god dag. Hej, morgen. Du er en god live, og tøsen, pas på dig selv, ikke? Du er en skøn kvinde, husk det.
Ja, tak skal du have.
Tyrker?
Ja.
Så er det ikke lige lege DJ, inden jeg går, så jeg får en god dag? Jo. Og hvad kalder det pakbad derude? Jeg elsker det virkelig.
Så må der have en fantastisk dag, Jørgen.
Jensen, de lever faktisk.
Jeg er faktisk fornøjelse at være på din live igen. Er du syg, mand?
Ja, Ovaris, kan du se, hvad du skriver? Gå til CC. Det var tænke lidt over det. Og det er sjovt, du har fjernet profilbilledet af navnet, for at du skulle fjerne fokus. Ja. Fortæl mig om den. Hans Ovaris, Kasim Sardi. Hvad fanden var det, der skrev? Gud, er det dig, Ingrid?
Kom så sindssygt ud. Så... Men jeg faldt over den annonce om nogle af afsoner. Lidt manifestet.
Fokus. Jeg synes ikke rigtig ham der... Weiss, det er hans varme. Hvad? Er det ikke en klam besked at skrive til CC i går?
Jo.
Og så prøvede han at fjerne fokus ved at fjerne sit navn. Jeg kan jo stadigvæk se...
Det var jo ikke noget, som vi ikke ved.
Jeg kan jo stadigvæk se brugernavnet af Tom for Nakskov, ikke?
Mhm. Ja. Ej, det kan sgu ikke være.
Nu så sender nogle beskeder til en masse kvinder herinde, som har kontaktet mig på Snapchat. Altså, de har alle mig på Snapchat, ikke?
Ja.
Rigtig ulækkert menneske. Hvad miste jeg sgu alt for at komme hen til ham?
Det er sådan noget, som også er farligt ved at give dem munden, ikke? Nogle gange.
Så har han sådan en som Mogens, hallo mand. Hold nu kæft.
Jeg ved ikke, hvem ham Mogens, jeg kender det.
Så en halv time, så har han med som profilbillede igen. Taber. Jeg har aldrig brugt nogen mennesker sådan på min profilbillede.
Nej.
Jo, jeg kan jo gæst, du ved, jeg har haft en profil med trold.
Du har også lige lavet nogen på en liste.
Det vil jeg gerne stå ved, det har jeg haft. Det tør jeg godt at stå ved. Det tør stå af alt.
Men en ting er også at have en profil, man måske har en uge, eller sådan noget. Ja, men hvis man gør en fast profil, så... Jeg tror ikke, der er nogen, der har troet på, at du var trold.
Shit, det tror jeg skal lige på selv.
Er det nu pure?
Hvor lang tid tager det at få pudset vinduer?
Det er sgu da pudset 10 minutter.
Tager det kun 10 minutter?
Ja, når jeg har fjernet planterne, ikke, i vindueskarmen, Så går jeg lige til den, så. Ja, så går hun bare med sin spand rundt med den der til vindueshalløj. Og så tager han det udvendigt og indvendigt.
Okay.
Og så sætter jeg mine planter tilbage. Og gør lige rent i vindueskarmen.
Hvad betaler man for at pudse vinduer?
Jeg betaler 200, og jeg har 7 vinduer. Altså, han tager 20 kroner per fag vindue, sagde han i sin tid, ikke? Nu har jeg haft ham i over 10 år, og det ikke, der kostede det samme. 20 kroner per fag vindue. Min mor havde ham, og min søster havde ham. Men nu er min søster flyttet på landet, og min mor er død. Og om jeg har ham næste gang, om jeg stadig bor, det kunne jeg jo heller ikke love ham. Men nu får jeg se, hvad der sker hos lægen i FA om et par timer. Fogdommen. Ej, det ved jeg ikke, om jeg gør i dag, men altså. Jeg ved sgu ikke, hvad sådan en røg med til at gøre for en. Men nu skal jeg i hvert fald prøve at finde ud af, hvad der eventuelt kan gøres. Ikke om jeg skal have et spasset jeep med det samme.
Hokus. Jeg hedder Trold.
Okay.
Jeg skal også beholde den der profil, jeg havde på dengang. Jeg hedder Trold.
Ja.
Troll.
Jeg tror efterhånden folk gør det til en vane, at de trykker på billedet og ser, hvor mange følgere der er.
Nej, jeg havde masser af følgere på den.
Ja, men det har jeg sgu også på min film.
Jeg havde ikke 0 følgere.
Ej. Så kan man jo se det med det samme. Men det er jo... Man skal passe på den finger, man har, man ikke bliver blokeret.
Ja, men Trold kunne godt lide den. Det kan jeg da huske.
Ja, okay. Det vil vise sig, hun kan det nu.
Han har den ikke mere.
Og jeg troede, der er lavet nyt.
Nej, det er lang tid siden.
Okay.
Men så fik vi da sat ansigt på Tara.
Jeg har godt nok ikke set hende, men jeg så hende i den så.
Hold da magle.
Men jeg kan da se sådan, ja. Jeg kan da forstå, hvorfor billedet ser sådan ud. Det ligner hende jo faktisk lidt.
Nej, hun så virkelig anderledes end hun skrev også til mig privat, at hun ikke har noget make-up eller vipper på. Så...
Okay.
Hold da kæft.
Så var der forskel. Eller det var ikke, hvad jeg havde regnet med, eller?
Nej, det blev bare chokeret.
På den gode eller den dårlige måde?
Nej, god måde.
Okay.
Jeg dømmer ikke mennesker.
Nej. Om nogen kan få et chok i det til hold, der kæft, mand.
Jeg kan bare se, at hun har delt sin live. Jeg kan bare se, at hun har delt en live med mig, så tænker jeg, what? Er det lige, så gik jeg op, jeg kunne lade mig gå op. Ja.
Sådan er det jo.
Det tog sgu lang tid, før hun satte et ansigt på sig selv.
Ja, kan du ikke lige skrive profilnavnet på hinanden i kommentarfeltet?
Og profilnavnet?
Ja.
Jeg skal bare lige se.
Jeg kan lige se, om der ikke skulle være gældt lidt godt ind i Rewatch.
Du har privat profil, kan jeg se.
Ja, men du skal bare skrive i kommentarfeltet. Du kan kopiere det derfra. Fordi jeg har en på min Rewatch med Tara, men den er jo fandme... Den har hun brugt i et halvt år eller sådan noget.
Hun hedder... Beauty. fanden er det?
Ja, det er Pure, der sidder og skriver til mig bagom, fordi hun åbenbart er muted og blokeret derinde.
Det er hun ikke.
Gider du sige til en ludertyrker? Det er lidt svært, når jeg er blokeret og muted.
Jeg kan ligesom ikke rigtig blokere folk herinde.
Nej, hun er jo totalt fastsvag, hun har jo været inde og skrive kommentarfelt, så er hun jo ikke muted.
Er det hende, der er den valgte profil?
Ja, det er så.
Så hun spurgte dig.
Ja, åbenbart.
Og nu kan hun godt slappe af, mand, fordi ellers så får hun altså en afklarsning, der siger bare 2, mand. Om jeg så skal bruge alle mine spareskillinger, mand, så skal jeg kraftedeme nok finde en syg junkie, mand, der hammer en nogen, mand.
Hun er sgu ikke, hun er ikke parkeret herinde, jeg lige kigge.
Så kan man godt prøve.
Med kigning.
Så hvad er det for noget præcis, der sker i?
Jeg synes bare, det er klamt, at hun giver sig til at skrive til mig. Altså, jeg gider ikke have noget med hende at gøre. Hun skal bare lade mig være. Og så skal hun lade Lotte være for den sags skyld også.
Det kommer ikke til at ske, det er ikke sikkert.
Hun er lige kommet med det.
Først sving mig til at komme videre. Nej, Pure, de sidste beskeder, dem var du skrevet i dag kl. 5:02.
Altså, så kan man i hvert fald sige, at Pure har da været ikke muligt, fordi ellers så ser jeg blindt.
Ja.
Ja, fordi jeg synes, at der står Pure dernede, det er også hendes profil. Men det kan hun jo ikke, hvis hun er blokeret, jo. Så kan hun jo ikke.
Nej, den er 14 dage gammel. Yes.
Det kan du se i dag. 15:02. Er det bevis nok? Kost.
Ja. Vi er ikke i tvivl om den dumme kælling der. Skamer. Og det har hun været i 4 måneder. Nu har hun generet sig for at fortsætte. Det er bare det, hun har ikke flere at hjælpe med, hvem skulle hun samle ind til. Det er kun en selv, hun kan samle ind til nu. Og alle dem, der sender en gave, de kommer med til at give en større tale til stemmeland. Til at snyde endnu flere mennesker af.
Det er Pure, der er bag den her profil. Det er hendes fake Malte profil.
Jeg hopper ned igen. Jeg er på vej ud for at gå med sol, så jeg skal lige være lidt ekstra fokus herinde i byen. Så jeg hopper ned igen.
Det er jo en god dag. Jeg er også nødt til snart at hoppe. Jeg skal til lægen.
Skal du til lægen? Hvad nu?
Jeg skal op til den der røgmærkning. Efter jeg fik at vide, det ikke var muskelsvigt, tror jeg. Hvad var det til så?
Knogleskørhed.
Ja, knogleskørhed. Og det vidste jeg jo godt, det ikke var.
I dare say is very patriarchal. The African culture is very repressive.
Hello.
There's more action. Season 2 is a lot physical action.
Portable don't enter one chance again. Very rather picking. Portable. No one way.
Yes, only care where my pastor. One minute, but we are well. No, everything. Only care where my pastor. Come here, but let me see your words there. Let me see your words there. Who possible? Well, so kò sí bí wọ́n ṣe máa sọ̀rọ̀ èèyàn láyé ìtẹ́ máa ní ẹgbẹ́ gbòó tìyàwó ẹ̀ sọ́tọ̀ ìyàtọ̀ wà lẹ́ni láàrin ẹni tó níyàwó àtẹni tó níyàwó lé àmọye nǹkan míì ní tí mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí tí bá fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan tí bá dé pé nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ ṣe é kù díẹ̀ káàtó màá kọ́kọ́ tẹ́ǹdẹ̀ sí mílíọ̀nù méjì bí tí mo wà ilẹ̀ àjèjì mi ní ìyá mi ní bàbá.
so anything tí bá fẹ́ ṣe mo rí pé ẹni tó tọ́ tó yẹ láti kọ́kọ́ fi tó létí òun níyàwó lé mi because mo mọ̀ pé tó bá délẹ̀ tán òun lẹni tó lè gbà mí òun lẹni tó lè sọ̀nà àbáyọ so tẹ́ ó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ Portable tẹ́ bá ń sọ pé ọ̀rọ̀ kọ́lù ọ̀rọ̀ ìyàwó ẹ̀ kúrò no help live ẹ̀ ṣebí ó ṣe live kan 2 weeks ago ó ṣe live kan lórí social media lórí TikTok yìí náà ni tí bẹ́ẹ̀ wà jí ń parí tó ní kó bring live ẹ̀ down so kí ló tún wá mú tó padà wọ́n bá.